Hi, this is a recorded lecture for the IB DP Design Technology. This is topic B3.3.2. We're looking at mechanical systems, velocity ratio calculations. This is HL content and design in practice. You should be able to analyze mechanical movements in products and their impact in different manufacturing techniques used to produce different products. You also need to know that velocity ratios for gear and pulley and belt systems can be calculated. You must be able to calculate velocity ratios for gear and pulley and belt systems. This is a great video about mechanical advantage, velocity ratios, and efficiency. Please have a watch of it. The definition of velocity ratios is this. It is the ratio of a distance between the force applied to a machine and the distance through which a load moves. The formula for velocity ratio in terms of distance through which a load moves, we often call this d load, and the distance through which the effort is applied, or the d effort, can be expressed as VR equals d effort over d load. And VR, of course, represents the velocity ratio. D effort is the distance through which the effort is applied to the machine, and the d load is the distance through which the load is being moved by the machine. When we talk about gear systems, we need to think about the velocity ratio is determined by the number of teeth on the gears. Since the teeth must mesh perfectly, the distance moved is proportional to the number of teeth. So for gears, the formula is velocity ratio is equal to the number of teeth on the driven gear over the number of teeth on the driver gear. Okay, so VR is equal to the number of teeth on the output over the number of teeth on the input. Now, you might recognize this as the formula for mechanical advantage, and it is. And I know that I just told you that the general formula for velocity ratios is d effort over d load, but this formula right here would be d load over d effort, because really the driven is the load and the driver is the effort. And I know that's true, but this is a ratio, so we can swap the numerator and denominator in order to do this. Some key concepts: we need to understand that there are driver gears. This is the gear connected to the input power. There are driven gears. This is the gear that receives the motion. We can have idler gears. This is the gear placed between driver and driven gears. It doesn't change the velocity ratio, but it does change the direction of rotation. An example of this would be a driver gear has 10 teeth and a driven gear has 40 teeth. So the velocity ratio would be 40 over 10, which is 4. And the interpretation of this is that the driver gear must rotate 4 times to make the driven gear rotate once. Here's an example of that. We've got the driver gear here, the driven gear here, and you can see that the driver must rotate 4 times for every rotation of the driven gear. Again, I used AI to generate this image. For belt and pulley systems, we must understand that pulley systems work on the same principle as gears, but instead of teeth, we use circumference or diameter, and in fact, we're just going to use diameter of the wheels and the belt to transfer motion. The formula, because the belt doesn't stretch, and of course this is ideally, is the ratio based on the diameters of the 2 pulleys. So the velocity ratio will be driven pulley over driver pulley. Diameter of the driven pulley over diameter of the driver pulley. There's some key concepts though. Unlike gears, belts can slip, which might slightly alter the real world velocity ratio, though for our purposes, we can assume that there's no slip. The direction of the belt, a straight belt, results in the same direction of rotation, whereas a crossed belt will reverse the direction. An example of this would be a motor pulley, the driver, of 50 millimeters in diameter, and a machine pulley, the driven, of 150 millimeters in diameter, would give us a velocity ratio of 150 over 50, or 3. In other words, the motor will turn 3 times for every 1 turn of the machine. Here's an example of that. We've got a 50 millimeter driver pulley and a 150 millimeter driven pulley, and we can see that the VR is 3. When we have a combined system or compound system where multiple gears or pulleys are fixed to the same shaft, in order to find the velocity ratio of this system, you need to multiply the ratios of the individual stages. So the total velocity ratio will be stage 1 times stage 2 times stage 3. Let's look at a comparison table. So this idea of gearing up and gearing down is important, and you'll be using this idea. So for instance, we have to talk about the physical setup. If the driver is small and the driver is large, this is gearing down. If the driver is large and the driven is small, this is gearing up. For the velocity ratio, you'll see that we're going to get a velocity ratio of greater than 1 if we gear down and less than 1 if we gear up. The mechanical advantage is greater than 1 if we gear down, and it is less than 1 if we gear up. The change in speed is this. If you have gearing down, so a smaller driver compared to a larger driven, you're going to get a decrease in speed. So the output is slower. And of course, the opposite is true when we gear up. You're going to get an increase in speed. So the output will be faster. However, we'll get an increase in torque when we gear down and a decrease in torque when we gear up. An example of this would be, for instance, the velocity ratio of a 40-tooth gear over a 10-tooth gear. You're going to get a velocity ratio of 4, and a velocity ratio of a 10-teeth gear over a 40-teeth gear will be 0.25. And real world examples of this could be like a tractor or a bike going up a hill in first gear, whereas a race car or a bike in high gear on flat, you would want to use the gearing up. Let's look at a comparison table between velocity ratios and mechanical advantage. The focus for this with velocity ratios is movement and speed, whereas the focus for mechanical advantage is force and torque. The general formula is distance moved by the effort over distance moved by the load. But again, we're going to reverse that or swap the denominator and the numerator in our ratio for gear formulas. So this is the number of teeth on the driven and the number of teeth on the driver. So for instance, a calculation would be 40 over 10, which is 4. And the general formula for mechanical advantage is going to be load, or the output force, over effort, the input force. And so we're going to look at the torque output compared to the torque input. And again, we do this by teeth. So how many teeth are on the driven over how many teeth are on the driver. And again, we're going to get 4 here if we have this same 40 over 10. This is a ratio, so we don't have any units. There's no centimeters or millimeters or anything like that. And same here. Mechanical advantage is a ratio. In real world values, this is constant. Velocity ratio does not change with friction. However, with mechanical advantage, there's always friction. So actually, the mechanical advantage will really be lower than the velocity ratio. What this tells us is that the driver rotates 4 times for every rotation of the driven gear, and the output torque is 4 times stronger than the input torque. And again, this is ideally without friction. Thank you for watching.